This movie was brought to you by DwayneWright.com, FileMaker Framework Solutions, virtual one-on-one FileMaker training, consulting, and custom design services. For more information, please visit www.DwayneWright.com.
Hello everyone, this is Dwayne, and I thought I would just take the opportunity to do a quick little video about a quick little FileMaker 12 SQL technique. There is a lot of FileMaker SQL information out there, but a lot of it is very big, very long, and I thought there may be an opportunity to just have a lot of quick one-hitters. Here it is, and we're done, just to add a little more flavor to what's out there in the community. So this example file, again, ruthlessly simple, but if you're not familiar to the FileMaker SQL, this would be a possible nice introduction to it. And what we have here is a very simple database. If we take a look at our structure, we've got two tables, a message and a staff table. Not a whole lot of fields in each one of them, but our message table, we have the ability to choose multiple roles, like a person or a staff role, and then up comes their associated email addresses, and that is pulled from a staff table. Now, in a more of an elaboration on it, you probably would move these role 1, 2, 3 into their own separate table with the join and that type of thing, and that's actually how I do it most of the time, but I didn't go to that level of complexity in this example. Again, the main thing that I wanted to show is the ability to pull email addresses from a staff table, multiple email addresses, but still not have any relationships in your relationship graph. And that's, one of the big selling points for the SQL implementation in FileMaker 12. And it is really as simple as an auto-enter calculation in each of those email addresses. Let's go ahead and just pull that up. So then we go ahead and use our calculated value. You don't want to check, or you want to make sure that the do not replace existing is unchecked. So there's a double negative in there. But basically, if this is unchecked, then a change in value of something that's in the calculation will refresh the value that's inside of the field. And let's move this over again. And again, a very, very simple SQL statement. And all we're saying is that, okay, this is the field that I want to get data from. So select this field. And here you say, what field do you want, or what table do you want to select it from? I want to pull it from the staff table. And then what are the conditions? And in this case, we say, I want to do it where the calculated combination of the last and first name equals something that's in the table that I'm in currently. And there's no way to define that directly inside of the FileMaker SQL. So what you ended up doing is putting in a question mark. And the question mark basically says, that's a little farther down the line in this calc. And then you have a couple pieces of information as far as how the data is separated if you're getting a grid of information returned to you, and that is not the case here, so we can just put placeholder text inside of here. And then this is what will replace that question mark. So I want, from my email field, I want the staff, and I'm going to pull the calculated first and last name from that staff table where it equals, in this case, role 1 in a field. So the role 1 email will pull under those conditions. And then if we move over to our role 2 email and we take a look at that calc, the exact same calc, except for we just changed this one little piece that says, oh, well, the field that I'm referencing, by the way, is the role number 2. And again, this would be even easier. This part of it would be even easier if your staff was normalized out to its own table. But again, you may not have to do that in your setup. And then again, as you might expect, role 3 chooses role 3. So no scripts either. This is all just straight up FileMaker standard data entry. So let's go ahead and click a new record. And let's say your email subject was, blah. and the message is blah blah. Now we go down to our role field. I do have this set up to use a pull down menu, a value list, and it just shows me all the people that are inside of the staff table. So when I choose Bob Jones, that auto enter calculation that we did went out and grabbed the email address. And then here, and then here. And again, if we just kind of want to see what's going on, if we go into layout mode, you can see that I've just got merge fields down here for those email fields. And again, if you're not familiar with that value list technique, inside of our inspector, I click on the field, show values from staff, and then we look into it a little bit farther. And all it says is, this pull down menu, I want it to equal the values from the staff table where C first and last. And we can just jump over to the staff table. And again, you would just enter in the first name, last name, email address. And then in order to empower that pull down menu so that people can see the last first names, I just create a calculation field that concatenates the last name with the first name with a comma in between. And again, you can even get more elaborate on that in multiple ways, but this is a very simple example. And then, of course, when you had this message, you probably would use something like this in a classic approval type system where this thing happens to this record. These are the roles of the people who have to bless the record or bless the transaction to go from one state to another state, and a notifier would be built in. So you probably would have a button for each one of these that has an email, or perhaps even a script trigger that when you click something it automatically send the email, or that type of thing. So you could even possibly have it to where when something changes on the FileMaker server, it runs a script that says, hey, has anything transitioned from one condition to another condition that would require me to send an email, and it sends it out. A lot of possibilities from that case point. But I am kind of babbling on, so I hope you enjoyed this, and perhaps it will help kickstart your FileMaker SQL activities if you haven't already done so.
Do you have questions or comments about the video you just saw? Please feel free to email me at info@dwaynewright.com. Thank you.